Firstly, I should start by saying that we are human beings. So naturally, we're going to experience a wide array of emotions that come and go day in and day out. And we're meant to feel all of them, not just a few that we like. Now, don't get me wrong, happiness matters, but so does feeling other emotions. And this ties into our first problem. See, typically in life from an early age, we're taught, whether by guidance or experience, a variety of ways to cope with difficult feelings. Whether that's breathing exercises, thought stopping, activities that are meant to distract us, the list could go on. And while I recognize that a lot of people would say that's helpful, and I'm not going to take that away from them, I also think it's important to recognize that when we do those actions, we're teaching ourselves how to judge those feelings, how to push them away, and really not allow ourselves to feel them in any capacity. And the issue with that is when we learn how to hate on those thoughts and feelings, our brain starts to get really good at bringing them up more, as I'm sure you've experienced. You can think of it like a target practice game. The more you fire at the targets and hit them, the harder the levels are going to get, the better you get at hitting them. Effectively, we're really good at coping when really we should start getting good at accepting. Acceptance is a huge key here. If we want to start making room for things like happiness, joy, excitement, and really any good feeling, we need to learn and practice acceptance of all feelings we experience through things like mindfulness and meditation, for example. When we get good at these skills, it allows us to let emotions come and go as they please, which will in turn allow us to carry on, which I'm sure, as you may have experienced, getting stuck on an emotion can be really difficult to deal with. So let's talk about mindfulness. Well, mindfulness and meditation, that is. You might have already heard that meditation is a way to bring about good vibes, peace, tranquility, things of that nature. But in reality, it is a tool to practice mindfulness, and a very good one at that. You learn to focus on your breath. You learn to focus on your environment, the sensations you feel, the things you hear, and this also includes thoughts and feelings that pop up. And the cool thing about it is when you practice meditation enough, it helps you build your capacity to accept those difficult thoughts and feelings, while still accomplishing the goal you have in mind. That's the breathing part. And don't get me wrong, meditation is a pretty difficult skill to develop, especially if you already struggle with distractions or analyzing your thoughts and feelings, but it is very much a baby step thing. You start slow. Maybe you focus on your breath for 1 minute. You do that for a week and then you can jump up to 5 minutes, and then from 5 minutes to 10 minutes and so on. It's really challenging yourself. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, we learned all these methods of coping throughout our entire life, and it is possible to undo them by doing the exact opposite, by not running away from the thoughts and feelings, by not pushing them away, but instead allowing them to be there, allowing them to exist, regardless of how difficult it may be. Now, we covered mindfulness, meditation, and acceptance, but that does leave one more thing that I forgot to mention. Values. Values are going to be extremely crucial here, and it's something that I can get more into in another video, but I can use to discuss briefly in the context of this video. Values can be used as an anchor when we start to spiral over difficult thoughts and feelings, especially around our happiness in life. Remember, it's regardless of however we feel or whatever we think. Your valued action could be going on a run. It could be spending time with family, it could be eating a healthy meal, it could be playing video games, maybe it's reading a book, or maybe it's going to a park and filming a video like I am right now. These actions, like the breathing and meditation, are the things that we choose to do regardless of how we feel and what we think, and we use those valued actions as a focus point to look back on if we do start to struggle. Whenever thoughts and feelings start to get distracting, or noises or sensations, like in meditation, we can focus back in on the breathing, valued action, then using our values, our valued actions can bring us back into the present moment. We can say, I feel sad at this moment. I don't feel happy. I wish I could be happy. But I have this valued action that I know I care about, and regardless of how I feel, I'm gonna do it anyways. Remember, it's like the breathing in meditation. You're meant to focus on the breathing. You're meant to also allow those thoughts and feelings to exist. You're meant to allow the noises around you exist. You're meant to allow things to exist around you. You're meant to allow yourself to exist. You're a human being. You're meant to experience all kinds of feelings. So why should we stop ourselves from feeling them? I want to tie up this section by saying I completely understand why people want to be happy in life. I want to be happy too. There's nothing wrong with it, but I feel like the pursuit of it can potentially become harmful over time, especially if we get into those compulsive behaviors that I talked about earlier in the video that not only push happiness away, but really any other feeling that we are meant to feel. And we see what that cycle can lead us to. But rest assured, there is a way to live life both happy and not. So that's pretty much it. You will never finally be happy one day. And as you probably know by now, that's okay. Once you really let that sink in and you learn to accept it and do the work of focusing on your values in life, as I've mentioned in this video, well then, and only then, can you finally be ready for happiness to come and go as it pleases, and any other emotion that your brain throws at you for that matter. I hope that you found this video helpful and you've learned something from it. If something didn't quite stick, then feel free to watch it again, or this is probably a topic I'm going to cover again in the future. But aside from that, thank you for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't. Share this video with someone that you think needs it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.